I have African Doll. That's her name. She's a young, beautiful, very beautiful lady. I've spoken to her a few times. She comes across as someone who has a really calm disposition. And actually, when she first contacted me and wanted to talk about this, I was trying to see what I can do to mediate. Because what she said is that she said that Sammie Okposo got me pregnant, and now he doesn't want to be responsible for the pregnancy. He's basically ghosted me. Okay, that's what she's saying. That he's ghosted her. He's blocked her on all social media and on WhatsApp. She doesn't have access to him at all. Okay, so that's African Doll, and that's Sammie Okposo. You can see on your screen. Okay, so I try to reach out to Sammie Okposo to gain his own aspect of the story because I mean he's a known person in Nigeria. He's quite famous, and I wanted to speak to him first. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything. Okay, I sent him a message. It's going over a week now, and I didn't get anything back. I actually reached out to somebody who I consider somebody that will know him and see if they can get him to talk to African Doll because she's saying you can't do this. We are both adults. We are responsible for whatever happened. We had an affair, and she's here to tell her story. Anyway, I'm not going to tell it for her, but I'm just telling you the background. You know what I did. I was trying to how you met Sammie.
Okay, so we met because I.
Hey, breeze don't blow, fowl nyashi don't dey for grant. Breeze don't blow, fowl nyash. We don't finally see him. Hello, my people. Welcome back to Obidia Talk Show. I greet you now with our time, my people. Welcome to the building. Yes, so my people, before we go jump into the main matter, we carry us. Come. I hope say you get your chin and popcorn with chill water or chill mouth close because the video where you want watch, it go reach season 4 because the story long. My people, we want listen to the Africa Doll we carry belle for Sammie Okposo. Yeah, the gospel singer. Una know now. We dey talk and say all these people, both Mommy Joe and Daddy Joe, all of them, they get cockroach full for their wardrobe. Una see so, if not be say belle come appear for this one, we for no know this matter. Oh. We for no know wetin happen. But na belle wey happen, na it come make us know so. And Sammie don dey run for the woman, both for social media, WhatsApp, everywhere, before the woman come cry out through one big YouTuber. So if not, we for not know what happen. Anyway, he don already write apology letter, both to his wife, family, public, and all that. But before then, make we listen to this woman. Make una listen. How they take start, both WhatsApp message, Instagram, Facebook, everything they there. Make una listen. But not forget to comment too, and also share the video because what they sweet you, they sweet other. Okay, now make we jump into it. Bye, guys.
I went to that show. I didn't get to see him. I saw him perform, but I didn't get to see him like afterwards. So he messaged me on Instagram, like, "Were you at the show?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was at the show." Myself and a friend of mine. And he said, "Oh, well, you didn't come and greet me." And I said, "Well, we left a few minutes early because we had to get back to Dallas, to the Dallas area. She had to get back to her husband and her family. And we had already kind of commuted like over 3 hours to get there." So he then, and he had actually invited me to that show personally. He was like, "Oh, well, you didn't come and greet me, and I'm the one that invited you, And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'll make it up to you some other time at another show or whatever." So then he told me that, "Oh, well, I'll be here, for the next few days in Houston just to kind of chill because his flight didn't leave until that Wednesday." This is in November. This past November. My flight doesn't leave until Wednesday. I'll be here Monday and Tuesday to chill. So he invited me to his hotel, and I went to his hotel, and we hung out. We went to dinner. We actually had spent the night, so we were together until the protocol people came that morning, and picked him up, and he went back to Nigeria. We still stayed in contact. Invited me to another show, and it just kind of went from there. We had built a rapport. We're not in a relationship, I will say that. We were friends. We were getting to know one another, and we did sleep together. We messed around on more than one occasion.
Okay.
I will admit that, and I am accountable for my part in that.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's right or wrong, I am accountable for that.
Okay. Thank you very much, African Doll.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for sharing that. I need to say that before you carry on, I'm going to let you carry on in a minute. When she first contacted me, I wasn't even listening. I was like, I don't have time for this, because a lot of celebrities have people who pose this as, you know, people who use their identity to defraud people. So I said to African Doll, I said, I'm not listening to you. I don't think you know who you're talking about. I need to see receipts. I need to see evidence. And she actually sent me a whole lot of evidence. So the show that she was talking about, you can see the chat. So I have tons of conversation, Instagram DM, chats, you know, pictures together, videos, and all the works before I even spoke to her. Am I right, African Doll?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I needed to be sure. Yeah, yes. She had to prove that we are talking about the same person, because I don't have time for anyone who is going to come and tell me some BS story that's not true, that it doesn't add up. So she has all these receipts about their conversation from when, you know, he was saying, come and see me, I'm in America, I'm doing a show, from their chats back and forth when she went to his hotel room, and everything that, you know, happened between them. All the evidence she sent to me. Okay? All right, carry on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go on, African Doll.
So basically, you know, we still kept in contact when he would go back and forth, you know, to Nigeria a few times. He came back. He was like, "Oh, I have a show coming up in December." You know, I even helped him. You know, he messaged me, which I sent to you, you know, about the tickets and Dallas SOPP Live in Farmers Branch, Texas. So my friend flew here. We went. You know, prior to that, I saw him that, you know, around that same time. I even told him, which I sent messages to you, like, "Oh, I have you a gift," you know, which he wore on his live. I think I sent that to you too on TV. He wore with the sweatshirt that I bought him. It was red, said "Worship," with him and Vashawn Mitchell rehearsing before the show that was December the 24th. And so I'm not making it up. I even said, because I asked him on WhatsApp, I said, "Do you want me to open it for you so that you can see what I got you?" And he said yes. So I sent him a video of me opening it up, in which I have that video, and I sent to you on TV.
Yes.
And he wore that on his live rehearsal for the SOPP Dallas with Vashawn Mitchell. So I'm not here to put him, like, because he messaged me like, "Oh, do what you want." You know, when he basically blocked me, he told me that he was done with the conversation. I'm trying to disgrace him. You know, you're trying to disgrace me, do whatever you want to me. And I'm telling him the whole time, like, "Look, I am not trying to get anything from you. I am not here to disgrace you. You know, we are both wrong." He posted finally. If you look at his Instagram, he hadn't posted any pictures of a wife until like January the 11th. And that was kind of like after we had got into it. And, you know, so whether, again, it's not to slander, to defame. He mentioned, "Oh, you're trying to blackmail me." No, I'm not. I've never asked him for anything. I've never asked him for anything other than respect, because he got very verbally aggressive, called me a fool. He called me an idiot. He was talking a bunch of rubbish, you know, in the messages and over the phone, while he was in Nigeria, when I first told him, like, "Look," I even sent him pictures from the doctor, and I'm like, "Look, want to talk to the doctor?"
Yeah.
You know, he said it wasn't a matter of him not believing me, but what he said was to do the needful and get rid of it.
Yeah. So when we first talked about this, African Doll, I asked you specifically, because you told me, and the thing about what I like about you is that you are a mature woman, and you take responsibility for messing around with this man.
Oh, yes.
You're not saying you are a victim. You didn't say this thing was, you know, it was forced on you or anything. You agree that okay, it was consensual. You got into it. You knew what you were doing, and you did mess around with him. And then I asked you, did you know he's married? I asked you that question. Yeah. When I asked you, I said, did you know that Sammie Okposo is a married man? When you started, you know, this, you know, it's not a relationship. When you guys started messing around.
Right. We never talked about him being married. Honestly, let me just say that he is someone that I listened to for a while. I didn't go digging in deep about anything. I think I was just kind of caught up in the moment of just, oh wow, you know, this is somebody that I am fond of and I've been listening to for years, and for him to personally invite me and spend time with me on more than one occasion and take me to eat, and you know, and it just kind of like happened. I'm not saying that I did not know or that he did not know. No, I was a participant. I was a willing participant.
Right.
In it,
right.
You know? And it's wrong. I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's wrong. And I was trying to communicate with him like, okay, this is the situation. Where do we go from here? Even in the midst of this, I was still willing and trying to cover him. So I was telling him like, no, I wouldn't do that. No. And he's like, oh, I thought you were my friend. I thought you cared about my ministry. You're trying to disgrace me. You need to do the needful, you know, and an abortion and this and that. And I'm like, wow. Told me that he was going to no longer be accessible for me to talk to. And then he blocked me. And then I'm like, well, that doesn't make it go away. It doesn't make it go away. You know, and talking to me like, oh, you think somebody will believe you? Some random person, like I'm a nobody, basically. So, you know, all of a sudden, I'm a nobody.
Yeah. So you told him about the pregnancy. He wanted you to get rid of it, and then he didn't engage. Yes. He didn't engage again with you when you said, according to what you told me, you didn't say that you don't. I mean, you said you had not decided on what you wanted to do.
I had decided.
You said you had not decided specifically. This is what you said to me, that you have not decided. Now, let's talk about, you know, the situation in terms of your relationship in quotes. So you were saying each other back and forth, because I could see he was flying out of Lagos one point. He was in the airport, took a picture and sent to you. You know, he was going back and forth. So this was going on for some time.
For a couple of months, yes.
A couple of months. He was coming to the US and he was on a tour.
He was just touring here.
Right.
And he ended the tour, and then he came back for, he performed. He was in Atlanta. He was in Houston. So he was all over. And then he was here in Texas, December the 24th. I saw him before that show. You know, so yes, ma'am. Yes. And he messaged me like, I thought you were my friend. I thought and I was like, well, I thought we were cool too. Now you're talking to me like somehow, and you're disrespecting me. You know, it's like, oh, you better go and, I need to speak with you now. And, and I'm like, why are you talking to me like that all of a sudden? Because honestly, we didn't have any issues. We would spend time together and we were cool.
Right.
We would enjoy our time, quiet time, and it was okay.
Yeah.
But when you start to disrespect me and treat me, I don't care how much money you have, who you are, what you have attained in life. I am somebody.
And I said,
and then he started telling me I'm evil and things like that.
Yeah. So it got messy, it got ugly when the issue of the baby came in.
It didn't have to be.
Yeah, and I remember asking you as well, African Doll, about protection, when obviously he's a married man, he's in ministry, okay? Because I know a lot of people out there are going to be very judgmental. But the funny thing about our community is that they always judge one person. Two people did it. So the two people, if there's going to be any judgment, I'm not here to judge anyone, okay? The two people, if you are going to be acting unsanctimonious and doing like you are Mother Teresa on the comment section, please remember that two people were involved in this. And one of them is married, okay? Sammie Okposo is the married party in this shenanigans, okay? African Doll is not married, right? So if you're going to be judging, remember that it's two people. It took two people to whatever happened and this pregnancy to happen. And I remember asking you this question when we were having that conversation. Did you guys ever talk about, having safe Kerewa, not using protection, either him or yourself? What did it come out?
No, we didn't. We never talked about user protection. And I think I mentioned to you when we spoke that, it just kind of like, okay, the last time we messed around, we knew that we had actually planned it. Like, it was planned when I come back, we're going to see each other. And we knew because we were joking about it. We were joking about it. I think in one of the messages, I was like, oh, when you come back, I want to take some pictures because my friend was coming here from another state to the show. And he said, oh, you'll get more than picked. You'll get more than
Yes,
picked.
I saw that. I saw that chat.
He said you had sex before.
Yeah.
So I at that time, I just didn't know that I was with child, because I didn't know at that time. I didn't find out until I went to the doctor I went to the doctor January the 5th, and then went back the next day for blood work and your analysis on January the 6th. On the 5th, my BP was like 198 over 119. So I went back the next day. My doctor said, come back for some testing and things like that. And that's when I reached out to him. I even told my friend, like, I don't know how to even reach out to this man. And, like, I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed. Like, we were wrong. And because of who he is, I just didn't know how to approach it, but I had to because, like, what else do I do? Like, it's both of us,
Yeah.
And at that point, I was still trying to reason with him. I was like, look, I can't make a decision in this moment. Originally he was like, okay, well, do the needful, and I was like, okay, okay. But then as time progressed, I'm like, wow, he's not even giving me a chance to think about it, to pray about it, to ponder on it or anything. So when I talked to him the second time, he was in Nigeria. He was actually at a church, and he was like, okay, I'll be done in an hour, and I'll call you.
Yeah.
So we spoke, and he's like, okay, I thought you were going to do this. And I was like, look, I haven't decided yet.
Yes.
And so that kind of pissed him off. He was like, I'm pissed. I'm livid. You know who I am. You know what, you trying to disgrace me. And I'm like, no, like, that's not my goal. That's not my goal. But what you cannot do is just, you do what you do. I don't care what platform you're on. We're all human. We make mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to see him fall from grace or any of that. I am saying, hey, we are adults. Let's handle business. What do we do?
Yeah.
Now, being who I am, I was still willing to be like, you know what? Okay, let me just try to figure it out on my own. But why should I have to? Why should I have to?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. So the conception happened with two people. You were having a good time, and unfortunately, both adults in this thing didn't think about protection, knowing that this is likely to happen, and it did. Now you are saying that since everything was cool until he was going back to Nigeria, coming back to the US, you were hanging out. I even saw a chat where he was telling you to come and meet him, buy KFC as you are coming. He was going to Nigeria. He told you to do some shopping. You took him somewhere. You drove him to somewhere. He bought phones.
I took him to go get a phone when I was in Texas. When we were I went to see him in Houston. He was like, "Oh, can you take me to look for a new phone?" We went to Best Buy. We went to another phone store. We went, to eat after that to Olive Garden. And like, like we didn't have any issues until this situation.
Yeah.
And because I'm not doing what he want me to do, now you want to block me out and you want to, no, that's not fair.
So what African Doll is saying, in case you didn't get it, if you miss it, we don't want to use the A word because YouTube doesn't allow such language. What she's trying to say is that when she's told Sammie Okposo that, okay, Bele don't enter, all the kurukere we were doing, messing around, as you Americans call it, Bele don't enter.
Right.
Sammie was saying, you know what to do. That means it's the time to go remove the Bele, basically. Okay? And she said, she didn't say yes or no. She just said, I haven't decided yet. He got angry, and that's when he now said, okay, he now became very defensive and said, oh, you want to disgrace me, I'm in ministry. Did you not know you were in ministry, Oga, when all this was going on? You are still in ministry. You were in ministry before. You are still in ministry. But she's saying you are responsible for making this baby with me. So you need to take responsibility. And you are saying, you want to disgrace me. And I think this is what the part that really got you, really upset, because you felt like that was disrespectful to you as a woman.
It was very disrespectful, very hurtful, very disrespectful. Somebody that he obviously made time for me, and spent time with me. He sent me the address to the hotels. He, invited me to the other two shows, the last two, and I'm like, we both were in this. So he was in ministry then. He was married then. He knew what he was doing. No, we didn't use protection. We didn't stop and say, "Oh my God, let's run downstairs and see if they have condoms in the vending machine or in the lobby." We didn't. Neither one of us thought about that. And he, as a married man, performing oral sex, so he knew he was in ministry at that time. He knew. He knew that. He messaged me, "I'm back in America. I got here last night. I will hit you up when I reach Dallas. I'm still in." Yes, ma'am. So
yeah,
the messages are there. The proof is there. I'm not so tech savvy where I can conjure up all of these things.
Yeah,
it's his official Instagram, and it's his phone number. And
I try to put as many as I can, but there are too many. I've seen all the evidence. She's not lying. I know that. Yeah. This is not made up. I've seen it before I even came on. Okay, so this is your story. It's your truth. You tell it. Okay, nobody's gonna hold you and say, "Oh, because you got the evidence to support this thing that happened."
Any of that legal
right.
That he tried to intimidate me and say,
"Oh, yeah,
I'll have my team come after you. You do what you want," and then he will message me, "Oh, you fool, you idiot, you lunatic." I'm like, what? Like, no, you are not accepting the responsibility. We are not babies.
Yeah.
You are a grown man, able-bodied. You knew what you were doing, and you did it on more than one occasion. And so, yeah.
So you said that apart from the fact that he was telling you to do the needful, that he was also trying to intimidate you by saying, "Do you know who I am? I'm famous. Yes. I know people. I'm going to sue you. I'll send people after you," and all that. He tried to do that.
This is my legal team. He said he had a legal team here in America and in Nigeria, and let's go to war. Nobody's gonna believe some random person like you. Like, do you know who I am? They won't just come for me without the risk of all of these things. And I'm like, okay, you are a human being just like I am a human being. Right is right.